11 with Jenna. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh oh. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh oh. I was just singing a song. I was here at 11:11. Nobody. And then all of a sudden it said unable to something, and I just went whatever. So I hung up, and here I am. Hi. How are you? So I'm holding this because the mic stand is all messed up. Because everything was, we were on tour, and so I'm trying to balance it right now while we're talking. Hi, who's here? Hi, Julie Luce. Julie Luce. Julie Luce, I'm having a iPad malfunction right now. Okay, let's think about this for a moment. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? I am so excited about tonight. I've decided that for the most part, I will book people in advance. But I'm finding it's really fun to be more spontaneous and say, hey, what are you doing tonight? Do you want to be on my show? And they go, you mean tonight? And I go, yeah. Okay. So I've always booked stuff way in advance. Well, not really. Like a week or two, maybe 3 weeks. But yeah, this is still not working. So I'm trying to make something work. And it's not. I know, Jenna, you should test your stuff. Well, Jenna can't always test everything because Jenna has to go hang out with people and do things. And, well, I'm not hanging out with anybody really right now because who is? But, hi, Bill. Those blueberry muffins, forget about it. We need to make those. So in the meantime, right now, how do I make this stand go up so that the legs are higher? Hi, Mama Grace. Mama Grace is in the house. So, okay, it's Tuesday night, and I know that I'm saying so a lot. I changed the lighting a little bit. How is it? Is it too bright? It's a little bright, isn't it? I don't know. I'm having fun. I hung out with my friends Dave and Chris and some of their kids tonight. They have 7 children. That's Lillian's family. And so, again, maybe we could do a drinking game. How many times did Jenna say so tonight during the show? Anyway, we could do that too. I have my friend Maureen who says, anywho, I love you, Maureen Catalina. So I can't make this. Oh, I have an idea. Don't go anywhere. Cutting up a cantaloupe. Nice. I don't like cantaloupe. But I'm allergic to honeydew. Hold on. I'm thinking if I put this, just to anchor it. I wish I liked cantaloupe. Grace likes cantaloupe, right? Okay. Not quite. I might have to hold this the whole time because for some reason I'm not getting the balance that I need. And my chair is rolling and I'm trying to be quiet. Okay. So. If I put it between my legs, Eddie will like that. I have to hold. See, I can't move. Everything's stuck now that I have a rug. We'll try it. Oh, I just got a really nice. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Matt Corbett. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I'll see you when I see you, right, brother? I think this is all. Okay. I'm trying a new camera tonight, too. How's it going? How does it look? What's happening? So I'm holding this right now because I'm kind of frustrated. Hey, Janelle Michelle Burdell. What up? What up? Yeah. I'm allergic to. So we were talking about this earlier today. What are you allergic to? And a couple of people said, like, oh, shellfish, sulfa drugs. And then my friend comes on, Lisa, she's like, I'm allergic to wheat, I'm allergic to dairy, I'm allergic to eggs, I'm allergic to something. But other people, and then someone said chocolate and walnuts, and I went, those are superfoods. Vinny, I love you. Hi, Vin. Sup? Well, I just need to figure out how to make this thing stand on its own, and I usually do just fine, but it's not happening right now. But, oh, if I just do that. I now have 9. There's 9 of you now. It's okay. Oh, Linda Siriano, Emily, what's up with this tear? Don't be crying. Don't be crying none. You put on, find a good shade of lipstick, and then you leave. Now there's 12 of you. Don't leave. So tomorrow is September 2nd. 9, September 2nd. 9-month, 2nd day. 11. 11. So, okay. I'm going to call my friend. My friend? Eddie. Eddie Dixon. Oh, I don't have him in my phone. Hold on a second. I gotta get out of this place. I'm not getting out of here. I'm not going anywhere. I really loved being on tour. So fun. How much fun was that? Hey. You good? Hi, Michelle. I know. I'm so excited. Eddie Dixon. Okay. Okay, hold on. No. He's like, is it in an hour or is it now? And it's now. It's now, but I can give you a couple minutes. Or 5. What do you need? I was just about to say his number out loud. I'm waiting for his response. Hi. 11 with Jenna and Lily and Pearl. 11 with Jenna, 'cause she is my girl. 11 with Jenna. You need a couple? It's a beautiful night here. It rained. Hey, there she is. "11:11 with Jenna. 11:11 with Jenna. 11:11 with Jenna and Lily and Pearl." Okay, cool. He's got to do some stuff. He's got to do some stuff. So what's going on? I could show you. I went shopping. Oh, there's my pile. There's my groceries. I have to put my groceries away. I'm going through all my stuff and shredding. I have a pile to shred and burn. Like big time. My friend is having a bonfire this weekend. 2 friends are having bonfires, and they're like, "Jenny, you want to come over and bonfire?" I'm like, "Can I bring stuff to burn?" "Oh, yeah." What's this? What'd she say? "You got me. I don't know a thing you put between." Well, not going there. So yeah, I've collected this whole desk over here. It's all going to get burned. I'm going to go whoosh and burn it. Burn it all. Thank you for that burning. Bye. Bye-bye. Let me know when you are cool. No, he knows where I am. Because I was on tour here in Michigan this whole past week. So fun. Oh, so fun. I keep calling Tom going, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Working on Zoom stuff. What are you doing?" I'm like, "You want to play?" "Yeah, let's play." So we're doing a gig on Saturday in the driveway. Trying to light my candle. I think maybe it's done. I think it's done. No more. No more. Hey, Melanie, if you're still here, Eddie Dixon's going to be here tonight. I'm so excited. He's getting here. He's almost ready. Yeah, it's done. I'd have to, if I move this, it might topple over. I'm trying to think where I have another candle. Doesn't matter. I'm good. The rain was lovely tonight, was it not? Was the rain just beautiful? I did a really nice practice during the rainstorm. That was fun. And Grace and I hung out today, and Lily and Pearl doesn't know it yet, but she's going to get a bath tonight. I know. Eddie Dixon. Woo, woo. Oh, someone asked, in case you remember, in case you forgot, this was the hotel key for the tour. I will sell it for $60. No, for, let's see, 18. What's it? $118. If anyone wants this beautiful, one-of-a-kind card. And Coronaroki is back on Thursday. We're doing it just not the way we thought we were going to. So if you haven't gotten your Coronaroki mask yet, now's the time. One at a time. They've been handmade. Yeah, Janelle, I was just on tour. Like we stayed in a hotel. We did 6 gigs. It was the bomb shit. Totally the bomb shit. It was so much fun. I went on tour. And we're doing a benefit. Check this out. We are doing a benefit for somebody. We're doing a really important benefit, but now I can't find. I'll tell you about it because she's going to be a guest on the show. Did I sleep with a mask on? No, but you know what I did do? I did. I had to try it. Wait. There's a little dent in mine. I had to see if it worked. And it did. That's not me, just so you know. That's me. Whoop, whoop. But it's big. I sang with this mask on during one of our gigs because I really wanted to see if it worked. And it did. And it's not really a duck. Lynette called it. It's a platypus. Right? Did I sleep with a mask on? No, girl. I was staying in a fancy, fancy resort. Corner room, overlooking the golf course. Fab. Never had to move. No one ever came in our rooms. And when, if you needed something, you checked it off on this little box. Need lotion, need this, need that. They would put it, need new towels, 6. Yeah, platypus, right? You would just check off what you needed. And in the morning, you would wake up and look down the hall, and there were bags tied to everybody's doors. And you'd go, a present for me. Hand sanitizer, wipes, shampoo, lotion. It was dialed in. And the people that were working at night, they did it all by themselves. The one person, Shannon, like, you know, she'd go around and collect what everybody needs, and then she'd make these individual bags. She'd mask up, gloves. Yes, but air filters, air filtration system. Separate air conditioning units in each room. Yeah. No air running throughout the whole system. Separate. Yep. So awesome. Yeah, it was a 2-story hotel, resort, golf course. Fancy pants. And I think it had like 40 rooms. 20 rooms on each floor, something like that, or 30 rooms on each floor. Totally awesome. Yeah, it was cool. Anyway, as soon as Eddie Dixon's ready, I'm gonna call you up all day, all night.
Hey.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
It didn't occur to me that you had slipped back into our time zone.
Oh yeah, it does that, doesn't it?
I was thinking you might have been off somewhere out west again, but
Not yet.
how's it going tonight?
It's going. We're just sitting here chatting away. Just chatting away.
I have prepared a couple songs.
Yeah? What have you been up to? Do you mind if I'm going to flip you over to the peeps?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Dixon, everybody. I'm having a mic stand malfunction, so I might be holding you.
All right.
But I'm here.
Aw.
I know. I can't get it to stand up for some reason.
Well, I enjoy the human contact anyway. That's good. Just hold me.
I have. You're between my legs.
That's I need an adult. Bad touch. There we go.
So what's going on?
Well, I went out and rode on an airboat today and saw a bunch of alligators.
An airboat, is that like what Gentle Ben?
Oh, what was that? Gentle Ben.
Was it Gentle Ben? Yeah, that
No,
like with the fan on the back?
yes, yeah. Who the hell's Gentle Ben though?
Oh, it was a television show. How old are you?
No, I mean that I remember it from the. I'm 48, so I
Yeah.
remember it.
There was like the guy was a forestry police
Yeah,
guy
okay.
and his
Gentle
kid.
Ben was a bear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep. So tell us about that. You're in tell us where you are.
I'm in southern Mississippi, Ocean Springs. Pretty uniformly bougie place, but it's still the South.
Uh-huh.
But there's a lot of money in this town and a lot of boats. So they don't wear they don't wear the bigotry quite as proudly as other parts of the state.
Mm-hmm. So you're like in a resort town?
What's that?
Is it sort of a resort town?
Well, we're close to Biloxi. Biloxi's more the where people come. No, it's just a kind of snooty little place that they've jealously protected. But
What
yeah.
how'd your family end up there?
We moved when my grandmother. We've been living in Texas, which I loved, in San Antonio, and my grandmother got sick with cancer, and so we all moved here so my mother could. My mother drove up there every weekend, 3 hours each way, and took care of her mother when she was dying. Well, I say she was dying, but it was a couple of years that she was doing that. So, pretty tremendous outlay of effort, and there wasn't a terrible amount of thankfulness coming from any direction, because my grandmother definitely got she was not sort of peaceful and resigned on the way out, so it got kind of although they'd always been pretty good together, there was friction towards the end, but she knew she had done what she had always told herself she was gonna do, so her account was clean. Was kind of the deal.
And then you did the same thing for your mom.
Yep. I knew I was going to in the same way that either the unmarried daughter, the what do they call it? Not the matron, but the
That would be me you're talking to.
yeah. but no, what was the other word for it? They used to the unmarried woman that would end up taking it. Oh, okay. Well,
that's
something
you.
like that.
Have you ever been married?
What's that?
Have you ever been married?
Nope. I aimed at it with a couple of people that did not agree with me on that front.
Like you actually proposed and they said no?
No, it got pretty obvious before I ever got down on a knee that it wasn't going to happen. So,
So that saved you from getting down on your knee?
Yes. Yeah, my knees are intact. And I never had to bend them in that way. I was fully prepared at least 2 different times in my life to wife somebody up. And
wife somebody up.
Yeah.
That's you said something one day on the show, and I went, I'll never forget this, and now I can't remember what it was. But remember that. Write this one down,
There's
Melanie.
Nothing that we're not going to forget, Jenna.
Wife somebody
we're
up.
That age, it's all going to start slipping out.
Wife somebody up. It's just like when I learned about what doing a poo is. Doing a Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Porky Pig in it.
that was during your show.
There it is. Is that the thing that you told?
No, there was something else during your show that you said, and then my cousin goes, "Oh, she was Winnie the Pooh in it," and you said something else during the show, and I will please never wife somebody up. Were you prepared to be that person to be married when I met you in Chicago?
No, I was the person I was with then was a tremendous, like, still a close friend to this day, and a talented songwriter.
Right, I remember her.
Yeah, big leggy redhead, with a smoker's voice, the sort of rock tumbler voice.
Mm-hmm.
And I recorded an album with her. I imagine it's almost 3 or 4 years ago, where I went out and I recorded the basic tracks with her in a room with just guitar and vocals, and in one case piano and vocals, and then brought the tracks back and completely finished the album on my own, and brought her back a finished album.
Ooh.
and then went a second time out to do all the artwork for the album. We ended up taking the photos and went out to the Salton Sea.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been around there?
I have.
Yeah. So we found some wonderful broken down stuff out at the Salton Sea, and that's where we got the photo. The photos from that day, only one of them was used for the cover, but man, I got some great ones. There's also someone out that way that has an amazing bottle tree forest.
A forest of bottle trees? I know someone that did a bottle tree home, but a forest. Wow.
Yeah, it's he's got 2 acres full of different, like, sculptures like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it's bottle trees, some of it's like just a shotgun welded to a street sign or whatever. But
I love it.
yeah, I don't know the name, but it is out that direction towards Salton Sea. And but so in 2 different 1-week trips, we managed to finish an album. She goes by Leanne Nelson, and the album is called "Just the Way You Found Me."
Just the Way You Found Me, and is it on? Can we? Bandcamp. Just the Way You Found Me. Bandcamp.
Leanne Nelson.
Leanne Nelson.
So that's who you. I'm sure I remember you meeting her.
I remember meeting her. Maybe.
Crazy funny.
Oh yeah, she was super cool.
Drinks me under the table.
Even Andre was like, dude, she's hot. I'm like, yeah, she's cool.
Mr. Bush.
Yeah.
He was, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know that we got headed in that direction. We were, but we damn sure knew we were going to be in touch for the rest of our lives. But she's in a pretty happy situation out in L.A. She's had a regular fella who's starting a brewery.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she's happy.
You always need more beer.
As happy as anybody right now.
More stout in the world.
Yes, yeah.
Less beer, more stout. That's my T-shirt. Less beer, more stout. More tequila or champagne.
Nice.
So
the last. Go ahead.
We talked to you. You had a couple of friends over. And your dad came downstairs.
Oh yeah, yes. We got run out of a hotel by bed bugs, and
did you see them or feel them?
We saw one. Actually, the person I'm sitting here with saw one of them, and so we had to get up and bolt out of there. So that was actually you met the other half of those friends, and this is the actual.
Now are you the one that that just had the shirt on, no pants?
Yes.
You were Winnie the Pooh in it.
Yes. Yep.
Yes,
hi.
And looking at me all angry because I couldn't cut.
She can't see me. Hi.
Rather than cutting off the conversation, because she had no pants on.
Right.
I was just continuing to talk to my dad and keep her around. So
you're like, but I don't have any pants, Eddie. I don't have any pants on.
Yes. Pants optional. We're smooth like that here. It's all key parties and nakedness out here in St. Andrews.
I guess. Y'all, we need to jump on a plane or a train or a car and go to St. Andrews
Yeah.
and hang out. And
I don't know. The average age out here is definitely a good deal past 60, and
and
so I'm not saying that's a barrier. Hey, I got rejected pretty brutally by a 62-year-old woman out here when I first moved out here.
what'd she say?
She basically, I thought at 48 I would be the young meat, just I was the prize, and she just got bored with me. She found this other fellow who's had a boat and some kind of crazy car, and they went traveling. They went to
Oh, well,
Jamaica.
that's different. That's a whole other kind of
Yeah.
person. Yeah, you have other things to offer. Like you can serenade them into. I won't. Anyway, do you want to do a song?
She was tremendous though. She was an author, and she runs a yoga sort of retreat that they rent out up here.
Sure, I'll come teach some classes there.
Yeah, and she all into mindfulness and all this other stuff, but she definitely did not brook fools about the second. I think we met like 3 or 4 times, and at that point, she's like, you know what? I'm not sure we need to talk too much anymore.
It's not happening.
Yeah. And which is I love getting a good solid smack for hubris. Like anytime I start to get uppity, I love to get that smack down. Mm-hmm. And I totally had gotten it in my head that I was some kind of like that I was going to somehow be the better part of the deal and this and that. So it just made sense that I would get one right in the kisser.
And do you run into her anymore?
Not much. I don't like my out and aboutness here in town is super limited. I interact with my band members and a select few people.
I hear you.
So I'm not sampling all that Ocean Springs has to offer, but I've lived here for a long, long time over the course of in broken bits. But so
how's your dad? Where's your dad?
He's upstairs with like rainforest noises playing on a little radio by his bed.
Nice.
And he bought a little radio that like has a pleasing light, and then but I think he plays one program on it that I'm pretty sure is supposed to be more of like a wake up sort of alarm thing, because it's some pretty shrill like jungle birds.
Oh yeah, you can't be sleeping to that. I'd be waking up going, woo.
So in the middle of the night, I'm like, what the hell is that noise? And I open the door, and he's in there dead asleep with these like macaws like screaming at him, and he's sleeping through it somehow. I think he had turned around where that was supposed to be the alarm that got you up in the morning or whatever, and you're supposed to have either white noise or something else at night, and he just had it turned around.
How funny.
But
do you guys have dinner together and stuff?
Mostly, yeah.
Are you the cook?
Very rarely. I'm usually picking up something. He would never deign, like he would never take the chance of eating something I cooked.
Really?
He's very much country meat and potatoes. He's somebody that actually told me once he doesn't like pasta.
Okay.
Like all the different pastas that there are in the world.
He doesn't like any of them.
All the different sauces that there are involving pasta. And all the different ways you can serve it, cold and hot and everything else. And he's like, no, I don't like pasta. So.
I met a really cute person one time. Really cute. And invited me out to dinner.
Yes.
And they said pasta. Oh no, they said pasta. Do you want pasta? And I went, I got to go. Pasta? Has anyone ever heard anyone say pasta in their life?
No.
Pasta.
No.
That was it. I couldn't even be their friend.
That isn't even tomato. Like that's not even like.
Like I don't know if they were trying to be fancy or pasta. Pasta.
Oh God.
Got
Yeah, somebody
Uber.
was
Where's my
just
Uber?
released from the attic or something. He's been locked up in an attic most of his life or something.
Pasta.
Pasta. Yeah, it's like, did you actually make the noise, or you went and then
Ah,
just
yeah,
like,
probably.
yes,
Like really loud.
check, check. Yeah,
I'm gonna go
my
to the
big,
bathroom.
my big absolutely not is oh, did you say you're leaving?
No, I
So
told
she's.
she's leaving.
Oh, I got you. But
Don't go, poo girl.
my
She's my poo girl.
my red line in the sand is anything approaching racist talk,
Oh.
and especially the "I'm not a racist, but."
Oh right. I'm not racist, but
But yeah, and I early on when I was dating, like trying to date people online here, I ran into somebody, and halfway through a date, they started telling me what the the problems with affirmative action and how unfair it was and this and that. And I just I looked at my beer and I was like, I do need to finish this beer because it's yummy. And I like the food, but I want to be gone so much. So I should have bailed right then. I would like to say that I bailed right then.
like you could have bought a beer somewhere else, brother.
Yes, yeah. But no, I stuck it out. I ate my food and drank my beer, and then we didn't speak again. But now anything I put online, the top of the line list thing is must understand white privilege, and don't ever tell me that you don't believe in it. Like, just get away from me. It's a requirement.
I agree.
So that's up there. That's up there with pasta. Now I have to include pasta.
Pasta and loud talkers.
Oh wow, I can see that.
I can't.
I think I might be a loud talker sometime.
No, I think if you and I were out somewhere for dinner. Okay, so I'm at this place, and Melanie knows it, and a couple other people know the Old Yoshi's. Old Yoshi's in Oakland had this really nice little sushi bar. And next door was the club, was the jazz club. And everybody played there. I mean, Betty Carter, Dizzy Gillespie, Jenna-Mammina, Abby Lincoln, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I met this man online. I think I've told this story before. I was photographed to advertising for dating. Like in the newspaper, you know how they used to have those little ads in the back? And I was the advertisement for that. So then they would send me letters. They'd give me this bag of letters. You got a lot of people that want to go out on a date with you. And they would, they were the people that were going to place ads, but they were like, do you want to go out? Well, this guy worked for Keebler, the cookies. He's already there. And this was before you talk to people, it was just like,
yes.
And I thought, he's like, I work for Keebler. I'm like a VP Keebler, blah, blah. This is like 1989. And would you like to go to a show? I understand you're a jazz singer. How about we go to Yoshi's and we see a show and we, have sushi. So we go, and he's talking like this.
Oh, at the club?
Yes, while we're in this little, we're sitting on little mats eating our food, and I knew people in the club, because Sarah Vaughan was performing.
You're actually making me uncomfortable by telling me this.
And he just kept talking really, and people were turning around like, who is this person talking so loud? But he was a nice person, but he was a loud talker. And we were in a Japanese restaurant, and you don't do that in a Japanese restaurant.
Yeah.
And when it was time to go into the show, I told him that I was sick and I needed to leave.
Yes. Nice.
So I left.
Yeah.
I walked out to my car. He walked me to my car. I got in the car. I drove around the corner, came back around, parked, went back into the show to watch, because it was Sarah Vaughan. I had to see Sarah Vaughan.
Yes, of course.
And he walked up to me after the show and goes, I hope you had a good time at the show. I think he said, I hope you had a really good time at the show.
Yes. Well, come on. At that point, that's just an object lesson, my friend. Like you've officially, that's just school being in session. Like, I'm guessing, I mean, maybe something on the spectrum or something like that could cause.
But he kind of looked like when I knew what he did, it made sense that he worked for Keebler.
That he worked for Keebler. And the minute you said that, I was just picturing somebody with bodies stacked up in a basement somewhere. I'm sorry.
Okay, so here, nobody can see this. Right now, wait, can you see everything shaking? Can you see the stuff shaking?
Yes.
You see the glass up there shaking?
Yeah.
I've lived in California a long time. But there's a train that goes by at night.
Yes.
And makes everything shake, and it's still shaking. And see that cup up there shaking?
Yep.
So every time it starts, I always think I'm in an earthquake.
It's the train.
It's the train. It's still shaking. See? My wig and it's all shaking. Like, this feels like an earthquake, you guys. I'm not joking.
I've definitely been. We stayed at matter of fact, the
still going.
At Courtney, the person you saw at her place, there's a train that goes by. Well, it goes by 2 or 3 times.
You mean my poo girl?
Oh, is she the poo girl? Yes. Okay. I keep losing the thread of that.
You had 2 women in a hotel room. You came back to your house. Y'all were partying, and your dad came downstairs, and she's trying to like, Eddie, I don't have any pants on. Because poo girl.
She's enjoying the nickname, I think. Yeah. Yes, that's the one.
Back to the house of Pooh Girl at what? No, sorry.
She has a train that goes back behind her place. Actually, it's kind of pleasant though.
Well, this is pleasant also, except for when you forget about it and you think you're in an earthquake and your house is about to crumble.
Oh yeah, I've never been around earthquakes, so I couldn't possibly like the mindset of that. I've never been around. I used to go out with someone in New Orleans that you could throw a rock and hit the train as it came by, but it came by really slow because it was a curve.
And it's New Orleans, yeah. So when a train goes by in New Orleans, you're like, yeah, I'm all about it.
And she had the backside of her house had a tin roof, so you have tin roof rain.
Oh yeah.
And then a train going by would be pretty tremendous.
I lived in a place on Maui that had a tin roof, and when it would rain inside there.
Oh, love it, yeah.
My yoga pictures. So you want to sing us a song?
Yep, I think I'm gonna get.
Is Pooh Girl? Does she sing?
No, she's gonna hold the.
Oh, she's your camera girl.
Yeah. There we go. Good. Yeah. That should be actually maybe a little bit. Click this. Yeah, it's all right. All right, are we ready?
Anytime you are. What are you going to do?
Oh, these 2 songs are actually 2 of the first ones I ever wrote that I was proud of as a youngin'. So this would have been in my 20s. These are both from around that time. These aren't more recent. The stuff I played for you last time were more recent songs.
Okay.
But these are like literally the first and second song that I had where they felt like fully formed creatures.
Have fun.
Chew through the leather restraints. Tonight you'll put them away. Don't listen to the midnight airplanes and just fight by yourself. You beat your radio to death. Leave off these buttons you might press here tonight and just sleep. Don't worry about tigers on the phone. They're on everything here. They're just rattling sticks. Let them rage. Steal you a little death where you're lying instead of ringing and crying down in the quiet now with Shelley and his boat. Holes all in you. Lay your head down on your coat. Now if you're a pilgrim who's broken down or a gull looking for touchdown, the winding black shore and the ether will come down and you sleep. Sleep. Don't worry about tigers on the phone. They're on everything here. They're just rattling sticks. Let them rage. Steal you a little death where you're lying instead of ringing and crying. All right.
All right.
You want me to just plow on in the next one?
You could do whatever you want, brother.
Yeah. Because then we can release Pooh Girl to the wild.
Pooh Girl, when we meet, you know I'm going to call you Pooh Girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, yeah.
So
That was beautiful. What's the next one about? What's the story?
it's called Junk Couches, and it's
I'm still savoring the first one. I can't wait.
I'd love to get you on it. Yeah. Yeah, chew through the leather restraints. Tonight you'll put them away.
Yeah.
I like the don't worry about tigers on the phone. They're on everything. Here they're just rattling sticks. I likes it. So, like I said, it was in my 20s. It was one of the first ones I ever wrote that actually felt like something.
Now,
So
did I meet you were you in Chicago in your 20s?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I think by the time I was handling the local stuff at Tower, I was nudging on 30. I was probably 29, 28, something like
This
that.
guy was managing Tower Records in Chicago. Right.
Who was the guy?
You weren't you managing Tower Records? What were you doing there?
No. I just did the local music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you met
Joe Cavidra. Actually, let me say this because this is pretty tremendous. There's a guy named Joe Cavidra that was my boss at the time, and he recently passed away. He got really sick and passed away this last year as well. And he was a tremendous dude. Helped me in a bunch of ways. And I don't think anybody ever met him that didn't like him. He very much liked monkeys. And he was just a tremendous fella. And he died about 3 months ago, I think.
Oh. Joe
Yeah.
Cavidra.
Joe Cavidra. So pour one out
Got
for
it.
Joe.
All right.
But this song's very much about falling asleep in odd places as a sort of a drunkard.
Oh.
I've definitely slept in bushes, and I've slept on a grave.
Someone's grave you know? You knew?
No,
No.
it was comfortable.
Okay.
Because it was Mississippi, and the grave was actually, the stone was cool, whereas everything else was hot.
Mm-hmm.
So it just made sense at the time
I feel
to
it.
stay there for most of the night. Are you okay?
You doing okay, Pool Girl?
I think so. It's called Junk Couches. Jamie singing a Christmas song, and it's May in the rain, and the lights are out all over the block, and he gave me a bill, and I gave him some shoes, and this tin whistle reel has got the drunken boys all teary feeling. We don't worry about thieves. Can't take the good stuff from me. Nightmares hung in the trees. From down here look just like leaves. Well, I woke up outside to the sound of the garbage man. There's a guitar in the weeds with a broken back. It's freeze tag with this tiny town. I found a hat and some change, and the morning sun's gonna make me mad. We don't worry about thieves. From down at the good stuff for me. Nightmares hung in the trees. From down here look just like leaves. All the junk couches have their kings. The sound of whiskey glass and the blind mosquitoes are sing. He's gonna die, all in his cups. And the boys are gonna drink his body up. The time comes when maybe you build a raft, and they cleaned up the lot, and there's not a trace of you out back. Thank you.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Pooh Girl.
Thank you, Pooh Girl.
AKA Baby Muffin.
Baby Muffin Girl.
It's a thing.
Baby Muffin?
Yep. Well, she ran across. She works in grocery, and there's some of the way things are labeled when they come in a big box, because sometimes they'll use shorthand. And there was a blueberry muffin. BBY MUFFN. So it looked like Baby Muffin.
I get it. Bill Winokur showed up. He posted a photo today of some blueberry muffins in Massachusetts.
Just roaming in the wild.
Well, it was one of his memories from last year. Some fresh BB muffins. Baby muffins. Baby muffin girl.
Yeah, it's hard to catch them in the wild because they're spooky.
Yeah.
You can spook them really easy.
Baby muffins in the wild, forget about it. But I do like wild blueberries.
Oh, yeah, yep. I've eaten blackberries and muscadines wild, but I don't think I've ever had a wild
Oh,
blueberry.
yeah. So they're sometimes they're smaller, usually. But
Oh,
they're,
yeah.
but a wild blueberry compared to a regular, you know how a blueberry, if you were to peel it, it's kind of gold inside? Like
Oh, yeah.
if you took
Yeah.
the peel off, like how you can peel off, like you can't really peel off a blueberry, but if you sat there and worked it and you pulled a blueberry off, it's kind of golden,
Like grape flesh or something.
like grape flesh. Exactly. I was going to say
Yeah.
that, but a wild blueberry has the blue pigment through the whole berry, so it's more nutritious. So if there are
Okay.
wild blueberries in those on those baby blueberry muffins, forget about it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm so happy that I said tonight this is something I'm going to try. I'm going to invite people on day of show, and that like I'm going to invite people on first. Whoever says yes first, and you said yes, and I would love you
Yeah.
to come back anytime. And I love hanging out with you, and I love our deep conversations that we get on our tangents sometimes on Messenger. And
Yeah.
I appreciate your person very much.
Hmm.
I
Oh,
do.
I obviously love talking to you. I
Oh,
know we both. I think I can safely say we both been had our time in the barrel recently,
yeah.
and I know I've been I've hurt for you a lot, seeing a lot of what you've gone through recently.
Thank you. Well,
Yeah.
we all have what we go through.
Yeah.
That's
Our
for
time in the
damn
barrel.
sure. Time in the barrel. Sometimes
Yeah.
you go back in the barrel. Sometimes you climb out of the barrel. Sometimes you just like, I'm just
Back in
gonna
the,
luxuriate in this barrel for a minute here because it's kind of
yeah.
nice and warm, and then I got to get out of there.
Mhm.
So, but I love your music, and I love when you cover other people's music too. You choose from the heart, like I do. You go deep.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, I would never be without. I wouldn't put myself in interpreter land. If I'm playing a cover, it's usually just because I enjoy singing it. But my I have known people that more totally transform the tune and make it. They can sort of own it in a different way,
Yeah.
which I can't really do that. I don't have I've never had like the physical infrastructure to really be able to pull that off. But my buddy Adam is one of those people. He covers everything. We at our live shows he used to cover a Velvet Underground song
Ooh, yeah.
that turned into you would swear it was a Stax soul song the way that we used to do it. It was the I found a reason to keep living, and girl, that reason is you. That thing,
Yeah.
the kind of doo-woppy. I forget which album it's on, but it's Velvet Underground, and it sounds sort of like a doo-wop song when they did it. But we used to do a version of it. It's very much almost Stax soul thing.
Nice. Well, I want you to come back. I know Pooh Girl's sitting there being very patient, and I appreciate that you're here, and I'd love to have you back and hang out anytime you want and sing some more songs for us.
Absolutely.
All right.
I appreciate you extending the carpet.
Absolutely anytime.
Yeah. Who all did we have showing up?
Eddie
I can't see.
Dixon. My friend Bill Winokur
Yeah.
and William Lindeman.
Yeah.
William wanted to know which tower was it, at Belden and Clark Street.
Belden and Clark. Yeah.
Yep, that's the one that
Yeah.
because I used to sing at Toulouse on the Park.
Around the corner. Yeah.
Yeah, and my friend Julie Luce and Linda Siriano and a couple of masked people. I don't know actually who's here. If you guys want to say who's here right now, but there's 7, 8 people who've been hovering at about 11, and it's Tuesday
Well,
night.
hello everybody. Yeah. Maybe it was too late for Mr. Metzger.
He was here, but sometimes
Oh, earlier.
they do yoga. I
Oh,
think
I gotcha.
they do dinner and yoga, so he might be at yoga. He watches every single show, and is a huge supporter of 11:11 with Jenna. I'm super grateful.
Yeah, he
So
seems like a sweetheart.
super guy. Yeah, everybody that I feel like it's like I have a bar and my regulars come in. Oh, Jeff's here. He just said I'm here.
Oh, hey Jeff.
Jeff's here, Bill's here, the other William's here, Julie's here. My regulars, and when the regulars don't show up for a couple days, I get worried. I
Of
call them.
course, yeah.
I'm like, Julie, where
I
you
I
been?
I'm a big believer in the sort of connection that's possible with so much of the social media that people are bitching about.
Uh huh.
For somebody like me that has friends kind of strewn across the United States and not in a single area, it's like been one of the best things for me. And I think I might have said this last time too, but like a few times when I got into the weeds depression wise in a really bad way, I just put out like just a hey, hit me up. I need help.
Yeah.
Like on Facebook.
Yeah.
Not vague booking. Absolutely just saying I need help. Hit me up. And had just a stream of people. That some of them strangers just pop through and offer whatever help they could out of nowhere. People I didn't know.
It's powerful.
And yeah. And I lived off of that stuff. This last year, coming off of some medication I had been on, and it got really rough for a length of time. And I was just living off people on the phone, like people I could get in touch with. And because there's hardly anybody I know here in town, so everything's either a text or Facebook or this or that. And it's I would usually send out texts to like 2 or 3 people I know, and they knew to just talk bullshit at me, to just send a bunch of things. One friend would send reports about her birds and her guinea pigs, what they happen to be doing at the moment, or something like this. And but that steady stream of information coming in just to get your mind off of what you're actually dealing with was tremendous. And right about the time somebody else would get a little bit burnt out from dealing with me, somebody else would take up the torch,
And you do that for people as well.
I tried to.
You do.
Well, yeah, I definitely. I put out, especially after I got sort of upright after all that stuff. I felt like I had survivor's guilt, sort of like you came out of Vietnam and you left a bunch of people or something, because I knew so many other people that were still there in the shit, like depressed, at their bleakest points. And here I was, I'd come out of it. And at one point I even had a pretty tremendous, it ended up being a manic month. Like I had a period of mania that was so enjoyable. My goodness, it was tremendous.
Got a lot done, did you?
I got a lot done. Yes. And, but so I thought I was healed. I was all ready to write my book about how I'd healed myself and I was no longer depressed after like 30 years of depression. And it turns out it was a little bit more transitory than that. But the one thing I felt is like I wished I could drag some of these people that I knew that are, I think people of a depressive bent tend to find each other. Or you recognize it in somebody.
Sure.
there's when people are being polite and friendly, but you can just see behind somebody's eyes there's just a little bit more darkness, you know.
Yeah, it's beyond an empathic sense. It's a knowing
Yeah.
sense.
And so it just, that's a self-selecting group of souls, you know. So you end up, I have a ton of depressive friends because that was you know, I make one friend because she's I knew her, she was a decade younger than me, and I noticed she was reading Camus at the table at Tower, you know. And hey, what's the deal with that? Started talking to her. We're fast friends, and she's one of the people that, if I put out a call like that, she's texting something or calling me, you know, one of the things. But I wish I had that feeling, like I wish I could drag every one of them with me, or take plasma out of myself and take those antibodies and you know, antibodies against the dark, and like inject them into other people.
Well, I think you do that with your music.
I try to, especially I think the more recent stuff I write, when I was younger, and you end up finding a little bit more of a romantic edge to, just as a way of dealing with it, you sort of paint whatever suffering you're in with a patina, to make it a little bit more romantic than what it might actually be. And which I think everybody does that with most everything they go through. But
well, because sometimes I think that people can't handle it.
Yes. Well, yes, absolutely.
So if I want to tell my story, like I've told parts of my stories before, and people go, "Oh, I can't. I don't even want to." And I'm like, "You can't handle that."
Like if you're, certainly, yeah. Like
Yeah.
You can see somebody check out if they're not,
Yeah.
if they're not from the you know, the busted up tribe.
They're not a survivor of that. Yeah.
They're gonna have trouble. And I've turned my back on people when I was younger, that unburdened to me about horrible stuff, you know, sexual assault and things like this, as a kid, you know, like molestation things. And I remember more than once, because at the time I was like, you know, 21, 22, and I just wanted to be somewhere drinking something and having a good time. As good time as I could have as the depressed person I was. But so even as depressed as I was, I'd turn my back on these people and kind of bolt because it would get too heavy, you know?
Sure.
I definitely did not have the bandwidth to deal with that kind of trauma coming out of somebody. As a young person, I couldn't, you know. But
see,
you
and
can
I can, and I don't think I call it up, but I definitely am open to that. I was walking the other night. Long story short, may have mentioned some of this on the show. I was walking with Lillian, and it just had gotten dark, and this woman almost hit us on the street. Like,
Yeah.
and as she drove by and we jumped out of the way, she goes, "Oh, sorry," like that, and I'm like, "Sorry, you almost killed my dog and me," and
yeah. Ooh.
and so I followed her.
Yeah.
And she parked on the side of the road and on a small cul-de-sac, and she sat in her car, and I wanted to tell her how traumatic it was when she hit us, that she could have almost hit us.
Yeah.
So I said, "Excuse me, do you know?" And she just goes, "I said I was sorry," and she just went off.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I felt safe. I didn't feel frightened by her. And then I started walking away. I said, "You know what, lady, have a good night. You know, I'm out." And she followed me. She got out of the car, and she was following Lillian and I.
Yes.
And I'm like, "Why are you following me?" She goes, "Why don't you think that I apologized to you?" And I said, "It's fine. I just wanted you to know how scary it was for me."
Yeah.
And she goes, "But why aren't you accepting my apology?" And she just kept going and going. I said, "Lady, I accept it. Go to your car." And then she just I said, I'm going to walk. You go to your car. She had a breakdown in front of me, and this is in the middle of the street.
Whoa.
And
Like crying breakdown?
Yeah. Oh, she goes, here's
Oh,
my
yeah.
phone. And she got on the ground and she lost it. And I don't need
Oh,
to get into description, but it was really sad. And Lillian was watching me, watching her, going, Mom, what do we do? And I said, we're just going to stand here. And I said, look, I can't hug you. I can't. But she told me, she said, take my car, take my phone. I don't even want to be here anymore. She goes,
whoa.
I feel so bad what I
Yeah.
did. And then she started telling me some other secrets, some really heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And she started to walk away. She goes, I just want to die. I'm going to go kill myself. And I said, well, you can't tell me you're going to go kill yourself and then expect me to walk away.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to do that. And I'm probably going to call the police because I'm
Yes.
not going to carry this burden, and I want you to get the help that you need.
Yeah.
I spent an hour with her, sat with her on the grass at her house, and we just had a really. And I said, she goes, please don't ever come back here again. I'm embarrassed. I'm sorry what I did. I said, do you have plans? Do you know how you would do this? Because I've been trained in suicide prevention and conversations with people, and
How far along with the ideation are you?
yeah. And she said, no, I have 2 dogs. I'm not going to do it. And then I jokingly said, I go, because your house is kind of nice. What, is that mid-century? And she started laughing. And I couldn't leave her until she was laughing.
Showed some signs of life, yeah.
And then the next day I went back to check on her. I said, I'm knocking on your door.
Yeah.
She looked at me. She goes, I'm cool. Thank you very much. And she knows where my family is. And, not saying she's going to be my new best friend or anything, but
Yeah.
like we both got really scared, and we were both vulnerable. And
Yeah, it doesn't have to. I mean, that's the everybody's a fast friend. That's Hollywood. That's a hack writing the screenplay. Would be that everybody's a bosom buddy now, but it doesn't have to be that. Just like getting to a point where you each acknowledge humanity of the other person is already pretty huge.
And this is a small town, and if I would have said who I was to her, she would have known who I am. And I thought, I'm just going to sit here with my dog and talk about, do you like peanut butter sandwiches? Yeah, we talked about food, and we just rapped. But I don't feel like I saved her. I just felt like I was part of her story that night, and she was part of mine. And it's tough out there right now. And I appreciate you being vulnerable and talking about this, because it's not something that people are normally comfortable with. I'll dive as deep.
I probably overshare.
Well, I'll dive as deep as anybody wants to go, but
yeah, not necessarily here, but I mean, I don't necessarily always modulate my output in groups in the way that some people do. So I've been known to tell people who might not have been the appropriate group to tell it that I just went through a year where I was suicidal or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wasn't suicidal for a year, but at the worst point, it got bad. But I've told people that probably is like, what, they didn't need to know that. but it's coming away from, as a kid, I was totally scared of everything. So my over adjustment, I'm willing to live with. Like, I just turned the other way, and now I just sort of I maybe lack some of those boundaries with the outgoing information, but everything else I'm willing.
And now you're grieving your mom, and you're celebrating her all at the same time. I love what you wrote about her, and I loved learning what an incredible woman she was. What a story!
She was. If I'm there's part of me that really wishes, because so much of her life was bound up in motherhood and doing that thing. And of course, I'm thankful for all that, but there's part of me that really wishes she'd had more time to explore the other parts of her life. Like I think she had kids pretty early. Although she like in some of the stuff I wrote, she definitely had some experiences, but her life became pretty tightly circumscribed pretty quickly by being a military wife. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you end up with a very small, ever changing set of friends, and they're not always the deepest friendships because you're leaving every 3 years. You know, and she was such a she's somebody that I think could have used those like lifelong, people you've known since kindergarten, that kind of thing. But yep, it's she's not worried about it now. I know that much.
No, she's not.
Yep. Right.
I don't worry about it anymore. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm grateful for you, and I'm so glad my brother met you at Tower Records, and here we are now.
Yep. A whole bunch of years later.
A whole bunch of years later. Lifetimes. Multiple lifetimes.
It definitely, some of the people I run into down here, because this is where I lived before I went off to college, and that was where, the minute I left home, that was where everything switched and everything got complex and wonderful. Before that, I was a pretty bland individual, but or at least everything was inward. So the people I met when I was in school down here, there's been so much life crammed in the middle of since I left that like I just do not like. There's people that come up to me that I've known from down here that I just don't remember because between Chicago and Hattiesburg and there's just so much, and every neighborhood you move to in Chicago is a different group of folks.
Mm-hmm.
Because each neighborhood's its own little town. So at least when you're poor, it is. So I just crammed a lot of people in between there. So it's I don't always remember the some of the initial contacts.
But that's why you have friends all over the place.
Yep.
I subscribe to that one. I believe. Well, if I could give you I'm sending you a big virtual hug right now.
Oh, thank you.
And I know.
Maybe send Pooh Girl one too.
I'm sending Pooh. I was just going to say, and my girl, PG.
PG-13, definitely. Not for kids.
Definitely not for children.
It's
under the
so
age
much
of 13.
Pantsless.
That's what they call it. On Zoom, when you're not wearing pants, you're Winnie the Pooh in it.
All right.
All right. Eddie Dixon, everybody.
Goodbye, peoples.
Bye. Thank you. That's why I love the people in my life. I love everybody, like Lyle says or sings. And I have powerful, powerful friends. And Lily and Pearl. Hi, girl. Yeah, right? Eddie Dixon. Big hugs to all of you. Tomorrow morning, just going to be chatting for a bit. And then I have lots of stuff to do tomorrow. And I've got to go put away my groceries now. But I have juice to make for people. And I just got in like 24 more of this, my 15-time cream. Yeah. Yeah. So I have a bunch of these to send out in the mail tomorrow. And if you're interested, I can tell you about that. And I'm making juice, and I got all my jars ready to be filled for the morning. Yeah, it was real. It's Eddie Dixon. We don't, we've spent a lot of good time together. And not enough at the same time. Thanks, you guys. Thank you very much for being here and staying. Scrolling on and sticking around. Mama, if you're still here, I love you. Thank you. And I will see you tomorrow. And I need to drive to LaPorte, Indiana, because I'm picking up some stuff there and dropping off some 15 times cream to 2 clients out there. Whew. Right? Eddie. Edified thoughts, emotional words, and an energetic heart. Night, Pooh Girl. Night, Eddie. Night, Julie. Good night, Bill, Jeff, William, Michelle, RP, if you're here. Love hard.